It's MW Smith here again. So, this photo here is of an Algonquin woman, and it says her girl, which I should read her daughter, in my opinion. As I was looking at this photo, I started conversating with Arthur Scott Jr. About this. First off, when I'm looking at this woman's face, to me, she reminds me of the woman that plays the character as Will Smith's mom on Fresh Prince of Bel Air. That's just my opinion. That doesn't matter. What I'm getting to is, I noticed in a lot of the paintings or the drawings of Native American women that would be considered controversial to some, they are dressed more like a Negro would be dressed, not like not like your traditional Mongoloid Turk imposter. Look at this. There was a book I was telling Arthur Scott about that I was going through. It's called The Faces of Africa. Now, bear with me for a moment. I'm going to explain. This book shows multiple different tribes in Africa, some living in the same regions, such as, in Mali, there's the Dogon, but then there's all kinds of other tribes that are right there in the same region of Mali as the Dogon. I was showing Arthur Scott some of the photos from the book that the Dogon live in rocks off the sides of cliffs and they're kind of like the Pueblo were supposed to have lived. And then in the Ethiopians, I'm printing off my first shirt here this weekend. But I was just looking at the Ethiopians, and I'm not joking. They come in literally all different shades of brown to red. And it's like, all right, what is a definitive Ethiopian? When you look at the people over there, there's all kinds, and they're all living in the land of Ethiopia. So, I was looking through this book, and I recognized something. The women over there in Africa right now are still dressed like this. All right, they still have the markings, bare breast, and they'll wear skirts. And with our people, sexism wasn't intensified the way it is now. And sensationalized to where oh my gosh, let's act so immature. And I noticed that, and I even noticed the children. There's images in that book of the children that are going around completely, in the nude, and it's like, wait a minute. As I'm looking at that book and I'm thinking about this image, and I'm not saying we are from Africa. Please comprehend my personal beliefs. When I'm looking, the books I'm looking through, they are telling me more that we were taken out of the Americas, South, Central, North, and Canada, and we were moved to Europe. We were moved into Africa. We were moved into other parts of the world that we can be located now, that people that look like us can be located now. And it was even a conversation I had with someone, just asking them, why is it if we were from Africa and we're Africans, how come the people that we descend from, that they're telling us that we descend from, they haven't rebuilt Africa? You have, statues, you have monuments, nothing to really speak of really since the whole Arab invasion. Why haven't they rebuilt anything? Why have they built these cities and stuff like? Why are they still living in mud huts and stuff like that? Why haven't they picked themselves into a different stratosphere? And to me, it only says is they're not the original inhabitants of the land. That they have been placed there, and that's why they haven't recreated what the original inhabitants did. But let me show you some other images, right? Check these ladies out. Child, once again, in the nude, right? Women just wearing the skirts, all right? And check this out. This is what I'm getting to, all right? Hold on for a moment. Please bear with me. Oh, this is another page I took from there. Uh, if it wasn't for the fact that this was book was, like I said, the faces of Africa, I would have thought this girl. If I would have just seen this image and no one, would have told me, I would have thought she was a Native American, one of the Negro Native Americans. I got to be clear about stuff like that. See, and like I said, I took it from the book. You know, and look at this. Look at this. I know they got this paint on, but they are dark skinned. And look how light she is. But they're both in Africa, and they're telling us that we're all one, the same people. We all come from one another. And here's the image. Here's one of the images. The woman's in her skirt, bare breast, and and it looks like her friend are just hauling water, you know. And this is what's going on there today, And it's like, how are they passing this off that this woman up here at the top, I'm sorry, that they're not one and the same? How are they not letting you know that they took her from the Americas and moved her and her people over to Africa and said, this is where you're going to stay? And I seen this image, I had to post it because I seen her teeth. It reminded me of that verse. I believe it's in the book of Hosea, or it's in the book of Joel, where he says, I gave you cleanness of teeth in your land. I gave you no want of bread. You were taken care of. Your health was taken care of. You had clean teeth. Think about the European movies. Think about like The Black Knight with Martin Lawrence. What is the joke in there? All these white women coming up with their bosoms hanging out and everything like that, but they smile and their teeth are all rotten out. Think about it. Think about it. They tell you that George Washington took his slaves' teeth. Well, why would you take your slaves' teeth if your slaves were just so beneath you? If your dogs, your horse, your cattle were worth more than your slaves, they were more human than your slaves. They're lying to you. They knew who we were. I believe it when they read that when they came here to the Americas, our people were considered just so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I really believe brown is beautiful. I don't do that whole black is beautiful. I think we are a perfect golden brown. That's just my personal bias, though. I took some pictures from there because I thought it was interesting that they have a dragon-like creature that they recreate these plays after over there. See? Reminds me of something out of Asia. Anyways, so I seen that, like I said, and I recognized that, and it was something else. So I sat back and I started thinking about this, right? If you look up images of the so-called Native American woman today, you look at the so-called Native American women today, right? Notice something. Oh, I misspelled that. Whoa. Notice something. Look at the way they're all completely dressed. All right, that's more of a modern picture, obviously, but look at the way they're dressed. Some might say they're overdressed. And can I point something else out while we're at it? Notice how they're not even red. Okay? Look at them today. How are they still passing as Native Americans when they're not even red? When I could tell you, I've seen plenty of people that look like me and you, that when they're standing out in the sun, I've watched this dude the other day. He was picking up the trash, man. He was out there picking up the trash. His face is red looking. But he's a brother. Look at them. And look at this. Look how much they made an effort to make sure the older paintings, when they were really trying to be the imposters, they made sure they were red. But look at them now. How are they still going to tell you that they were us? Look at this. Look at this. Oh, the European influence, but look at that. Aren't they making this person look red here? But they're not. I mean, they're not red. Just look at them. You'll notice it today. Look at this. That is straight up Asian, or the people that call themselves Asian, because they're not even Asian. We are the Afro-Asian. But just check that out. Check that out. you're still gonna pass off, oh, we're the Indians, we've been oppressed. Blah. No, you haven't. No, no. Nice try. But look at her. Look at that. Look at her. Look at her. That's what I'm talking about. In that sun, she looks red. I know she's brown, but she looks red. Check that out. So I really feel like they have, they purposely have hidden the image of the indigenous woman in paintings. They purposely do not want to put pictures like this up. They'll put the paintings up so one can draw conclusions in an argument. That's how they'll try to pass it off. But when you just use common sense and we think about where we've seen that before, we know who they are. Anyways, this is M.W. Smith, and I'm out.